Hey planty people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about plants that hate me. I mean, plants that don't like me. I mean, plants that I'm struggling with. Plants that I thought we were on the same life journey together, but turns out they were going this way and I'm going this way, but I'm trying to get us to meet in the middle. We're just not seeing eye to eye at the moment, but there might be some coercion that needs to happen in order to make it a reality. I have about five plants I wanted to talk about, and one honorable mention. One honorable mention that is actually doing a little bit better, and we're coming together, we're coming to an agreement to fix how we've wronged each other, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and talk about my Hoya Numerology. This guy, I have had him for at least a year now. He's losing leaves, like, I've had him for a year. He's not done a single thing for me. And it seems like whenever I've gotten mad at plants, or if I just want to see if plants will do better, I have put them in leca. And so far, there has been little to no change from this guy. He's still trying to hate me for some odd reason, and I'm not really sure why. I see other people talk about their Hoya Numerology, and they talk about how fast they grow and that it's like growing like a weed, and I'm just like, why can't you be like them? Why can't we just coexist together and be friendly and love each other? And it's a really big shame because he is really soft. He's like hard but soft. His leaves are really furry, fuzzy. This would be a good leaf petting plant. However, it hates me. So hopefully in the next, I don't know, like few months or so, he'll decide to put on his big girl pants and stop giving me such attitude and sass and just work with me. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to something that's not a Hoya. Let's talk about my desert rose. Look how freaking pitiful this guy is. I actually have two of these. One I spent like $30 on. I feel like $30 is probably a very common price. However, I found a larger one, which I have outside, for like $10 at, I think it was at Home Depot, and I'm having about almost the same amount of luck with both. I just cannot figure them out. As soon as it starts growing leaves, and I wait and I try to like feel the trunk to see if, I call it a trunk, like this is a trunk. I don't care I don't care who's watching, this is a trunk because it's very tree-like. But I try to feel it, I make sure it's not soft, I make sure it's not squishy, and every now and then, as soon as I water, doesn't matter if it's been 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, as soon as I show this guy a drop of water, all of his leaves drop. He hates me, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but he's the expensive one, so I'm trying to hold on to him, even though we should probably break up at this point. I should probably just trade him. So if anybody wants to trade this guy, a desert rose, for whatever, please leave it in the comments down below because I'm angry at him. I think we need to distance ourselves. This is a very toxic relationship. However, my other desert rose is doing a little bit better than this guy. I guess I've just done a better job of ignoring him, and he actually has quite a few leaves at the moment. That could definitely change tonight, tomorrow, who knows. Like if it just senses that I have the watering bucket out, it's just gonna drop all of its leaves, and I can't handle it. I can't handle looking at these plants whenever they're, I don't know why. I can't handle it. So if anybody wants to trade a desert rose for anything, literally anything, leave it in the comments down below. So I'm really surprised at how many Hoya that I actually have in this video that I'm not doing the best with. It says it's a Hoya Australis, but it doesn't really, it seems way too thick to be a Hoya Australis. I actually have another Hoya Australis that has much thinner leaves, and I actually recognize it to have more of the traits that I've known Hoya Australis to look like. But I've got this guy from Taylor Greenhouses for a really good price. It started doing really well for me whenever I first got it, and I think I had it outside for a little while, and every single time I had it potted up, it would just fall over. Like I had it in too light of a pot, and it just couldn't handle being outside with the wind. And I don't know, I guess I neglected it a little bit, but I've had it potted up now inside so that there's no wind. I don't know, he's not happy with me, and I don't know why. I try to give him love. I don't water him unless his leaves, well, he needs water now, of course. I don't water him unless his leaves are like kind of soft and squishy or soft and wrinkly. And yeah, I'm usually pretty good with these types of Hoya, and I don't know why we're not seeing eye to eye. If he keeps it up, he's going into LECA whether he likes it or not. So the next guy is going to be a familiar face. You probably just saw him in my philodendron tour, and this is my Philodendron Birkins. And me and this guy, I don't know, I kind of talked about it a little bit in the tour. Whenever I got him, he looked perfect. He looked very beautiful, very full, very crisp and happy, had tons of new foliage. And then maybe within a week of me having him, like so many of his leaves just started turning like a rotten brown, like nasty color. And I don't think that has anything to do with me. I think it might have just been like, I have no idea. I have no idea what it could have been. I'm horrible at like plant diseases or anything like that. So if you guys want to educate me on what the possibilities that it could have been, please do so down below. He's actually putting out quite a bit of new foliage for me at the moment. So there's a new spot. Here's a brand new little baby leaf right here. But then we still have like the nasty, like I'm gonna have to just pull this whole part out because I don't know. He's not happy. And I probably mistreated him a little bit. I put him in the corner of my, on my desk so he doesn't get the most light. He still gets a fair amount of light, don't get me wrong. But I guess he could be moved forward. But I have other plants that needed a little bit more than him, and I guess this is just how the relationship's gonna be. We're just gonna have to survive and not thrive. Philodendron Birkins, you guys. So the next Hoya I have is one that you guys haven't seen, and I haven't really heard a lot about him. He is very, very, I would describe him to feel very similar to a Hoya Numeroloides, as like it's almost fuzzy. It's not quite fuzzy, but it's almost fuzzy, but the foliage is very, very hard. Yeah, and it grows kind of like, I believe what is it called? A David's Commingiana? I think that's, you know what I'm talking about. One of those guys. The stem is actually really fuzzy as well. So let's talk about him. I got him from Etsy. I got him off of Etsy a few months ago. He had some new growth, which has, come out, and it looks like it's hardened. It actually has a new little growth tip right there. But I can't tell if it's yellow or not. It almost looks kind of yellow. So that's not a good sign. I potted him in LECA because, first of all, I'm really into LECA and I wanted to see how he would do. And I don't think that he is the happiest. I can tell why now. There's definitely some root rot. So I guess I'm going to have to take him out of LECA and maybe just put him in some water and get him some new roots or something. This isn't good. I'm glad I pulled him out to fuss at him, even though I guess I should be the one who gets fussed at. I feel really bad for him. This is probably the only plant that I've had very good results with in LECA so far. Oh, I haven't even mentioned what his name is. Now, this is a really hard name to say. This is Hoya Australis. I could probably 100% have butchered that. I'm not for sure, but I hope he does better. I've never seen this guy listed before, so I feel like he's one of my more, he might not even be rare, but I feel like he's one of my more rare Hoyas. So I'm gonna have to take care of him after this video's over. Sorry. So my honorable mention today is going to be my Amedrian medium silver. Now, we are definitely doing much better than we were. We've got a lot of brand new roots coming on down here, but let me just tell you the story. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have already heard about the fiasco that I've had with this guy. But I got him in the mail, and he was doing good, he was doing okay. And he just needed some water. He was very thirsty when he arrived, and he perked right back up like within 2 days or so. But within like a week, I would say that the very tip part of the node, the cutting part of it, started to rot a little bit. So I trimmed it and I let it sit out for a few hours so that it could callus over, and then I put it in water. And then I noticed that it started to rot again. And this is not, anybody who's into houseplants and tropical houseplants, tropical rare houseplants, know that this is not a very cheap plant. And so I got really scared, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm doing pretty good with leca. Why don't I just put him in leca and see how he does? Well, I think I put him in too large of a leca container, and so many of his roots started to rot off, and I had to get rid of almost all of his roots. He has probably about 4 remaining roots that were originally sent, and I really kind of thought that this guy was a goner. Also, I almost forgot this best part. If you're wondering why there's like little holes and like a little sliver right there, it's because in the middle of this guy, I think it was probably within the first week that I had gotten him, I came home from work one day and I come up the stairs, and in the hallway, here he is, just laying there. And I'm like, you know, my heart's beating, racing pretty fast because this is not a cheap plant. And one of my cats had the audacity to find this guy, take him off of my desk, and go play with him in the hallway. Not trying to blame anybody. Maggie. Guess who just walks in? So that was fun. But yeah, after the whole fiasco of the cat playing with him and him having a lot of root rot and a lot of rot in general, we are finally on the road to recovery, and I just can't handle any more stress with this guy. So he's not giving me stress right now, but he has given me a lot of previous stress that I needed to talk to you guys about. So hopefully that's done and over with, that's in our past. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me rant about my plants and about how we're not getting along. And if you guys have any tips or tricks that you want to suggest, don't forget to leave that in the comments down below. And as always, if you like the content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you really like the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!